You gonna make me work harder. I can top any of those broke me hoes.
All right. I hear you.
So I'm gonna try to keep this story as, I don't know, I can't necessarily say discreet, but like my buddies in the shop, they gonna laugh. They gonna laugh their ass off when they see this one. So, like I say, man, I pretty much had my way. You got to think, within a few years, I gotta stop making these videos after I eat. Within a few years, I got into all kind of stuff. Just 2 years. I caught diabetes, been in 2 car crashes, and lost my pops all within 2 years. Stuff was up and down, up and down, up and down. It was just a lot. It was a lot going on. From 2008, I'd say from 2007 to 2000, the beginning of 2010. It was a lot going on. A lot. Wouldn't take nothing back. Not a one. Wouldn't take nothing back. So when I had the store with my homies and stuff, right before we was about to open up, Big Rob sold me the white Bonneville with the leather seats with the 3800 and the shift. I should have never sold that car. Never. And remember, mid 2008, I had got done with an internship and ran straight into corporate America. I'll make another story about that. It's probably not going to be too funny, but I ended up starting a contract in August 2008 with a company. Told you about Invadness Heights and all that kind of stuff. So, oh man, I got to do Trailer Trash Bob. You know that's coming. So, round the end of 09, was it 09? No, the end of 08, I buy my homie's white Bonneville because I just got into a car crash in August. So I kept riding that Dodge Spirit, kept hustling, kept shipping the computers from Indiana, all of that. I kept grinding because I did that for like the last year or something like that. And I was doing all right, man. I was doing okay for somebody my age, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't selling dope. So I ended up getting that 82 LeSabre, the one I told y'all the story where it cut off on the way to Micro Center. Cut off gets a mid. That's how I met Mo Ali, my West African homie. He had Mo Ali towing. Never let me down, man. Come wherever I need. Man, Mo Ali picked up that car, got it together, got the alternator. That's all it was an alternator and stuff. I know I'm taking a long time. But so now I start selling some CDs to this lady. And this other guy that used to sell CDs, like, you know what I'm telling them, old guys, and the guys, a lot of times they had habits. So they would sell CDs and then they would have a habit. So they would, you know, they could sell CDs. You get 100 pack, man, what they cost a penny a piece or something like that. You sell them $5. It's like 80, 90, 500% profit. So they just going in. The crackheads just took me completely out the game. I mean, they took me completely out the game. I said, yeah, y'all can't duplicate this PC repair. They couldn't do that. So they still come to me to get their little machines hooked up and all this kind of stuff. And they'd still be like, oh, you got the highest quality of the CD or the movie or whatever. So I'm like, all right. So he directs me towards, this lady was buying some stuff and she needed her computer fixed, something like that. So we talking.
Yo, what's good, Miss Tasha? You sound busy.
Busy, but not too busy for mixtapes. I heard you got the heat.
Always. Got a new batch fresh out the oven. What you need?
2 for the ride, and
listen,
my laptop acting like it caught the flu. Can you look at it?
Bet. Mixtapes and tech.
We were talking on the phone, and we get to talking and talk more or whatever. And, you know, after a while, she get to, you know, we get, you know, I'm now talking on the phone a little more. So then, you know, it becomes more than just the CD. I'm not thinking of nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not. I'm like, okay, she's going, you know, but so then we get to, she said, I like your voice. Oh, okay. All right. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna deny that. I said, okay. So,
Hey, stranger. Miss Tasha? Calling to see if that rooftop breeze still has you thinking about me?
Couldn't shake it.
Good, because I haven't stopped thinking about you either.
For real?
For real.
Now tell me.
she's like, well, yeah, and so we get to talk more and more. So these,
What's up, Miss Tasha?
I like what I hear, and I like what I see. And I want to see you soon.
You just made my night. Name the place.
eventually, she's like, what's happening?
How I feel about seeing you tonight. Been thinking about it all day.
Got more game than the playoffs, boy. Just telling the truth. Oh, Lord have mercy. You gonna get me in trouble. Let me finish my hair before
She older, so she ain't gonna pull no punches or whatever. She's gonna let it be known. She's just gonna be raw, savage, and uncut. Like, she ain't got no time for all of
Nice spot you got here.
Hey, appreciate it.
I might invest depending on how you treat me.
Is that right?
First step, though, I'm gonna go make you some lunch.
Wait, lunch?
Better be hungry.
Yes, ma'am.
you going through all, man, look. So I pick her up.
Here you go, baby.
What's this?
You ain't getting no sleep at all.
And we hanging out, you know what I'm saying? We hang out at the crib.
I ain't a gigolo.
And I cook, clean, and more. I ain't a sugar mama.
So like I say, I'm not gonna tell all the stories, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just gonna put the videos together and y'all can just put pieces, you know what I'm saying? Cause I
I ain't for sale.
And I ain't a sugar mama neither.
and I'm gonna start doing y'all like my homies was coming over to my crib burning free CDs. Early start charging them niggas. Yeah, I put y'all on a patron if y'all want something. If y'all want something savage, yeah, it might have to be a patron or something. I don't even know if I want to go that route, but we hanging out.
I don't know. Feels like we might be moving too fast.
Oh, you just playing hard. That turns me on.
And so, after a while, she's kind of talking like, I want to buy you a Cadillac.
I'm ready to buy you that Cadillac, but it's time for you to move in.
I already have an apartment.
That apartment doesn't come with me, baby.
So now my homies, they knowing about the situation because we in the shop and she may stop by. And so they just going off. They roasted me and clowning and carrying on and it's funny, you know what I'm saying, to them. So one of them makes a joke. They said, yeah, DP, you talking to somebody that's older and all that. They said you should have, because at one point I used to sell CDs to this white lady, and she was old, you know what I'm saying? Like she used to buy like a lot of CDs. But that's back. I wasn't staying on Lake Street. I was staying in the projects during that time, and she had like an Escalade and all kind of shit. And so she liked me, and I'm telling, and my homie's like, hey, you just sugar mama. I was like, nah, I'm good. I didn't float that way. I'm with Dr. Umar.
Source of knowledge.
On that one for a minute. So they roasted me to high heaven. They getting on me every day. Oh, Mr. Cobweb, Mr.
She's boy, you see her? She look like trouble.
Trouble you ordered, huh?
Chill, man.
No. She walked out like she already got the apron on, like she about to smother your steak, my guy.
With the gravy and the onions, bro.
You know what I'm saying? He said, he said, DP, you be discriminated. If that would have been, you wouldn't talk to a white woman that would have been paying. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they was looking at it. Like, okay, that lady that I used to sell CDs to was a sugar mama. She was on some, hey, I'm gonna come pick you up one day. And I'm like, for what? And she said, well, yeah, we can hang out and all that. And I'm like, oh, I just wasn't, like I said, I wasn't attractive. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? This wasn't like a Sandra Bullock in her prime. That would have been like a cougar. This wasn't a situation like that. I was kind of like, no, like, I'm good. And they thought I was insane. I'm like, no, I'm just going. So, they just going off and roasting me and stuff like that. And so, I guess one day, I was like, yeah, man, I think she gonna get me a Cadillac. And they rolling. They like, man, she ain't gonna buy you no damn Cadillac. I said, man, she probably fronting. She probably fronting. So One day, Big Rob comes in the shop. He said, man, you got you a new car, DP. And he's like, man, let me take it around the block real quick. I gotta put this in the video. He takes it around the block. He comes back after 10 minutes. He's like, man, he walks in, DP, you got a piece of shit. Everybody in the shop just dying. And I thought I was doing something.
Folks, she ain't gonna buy no Cadillac, folks.
He said Cadillac, boy, you riding that Dustbuster Buick.
Y'all act like it don't start up. It get me from A to B, don't it?
A to B, and a tow truck to C.
Whole car sound like a car.
With me quick. I thought I was doing it because it was a clean little LeSabre. I was gonna throw a 350 rocket up in that joint, put some blades on there. I thought about spraying. I had a whole plan with that LeSabre. But remember,
Oh, D-Ray.
DP, I see you, boy. That LeSabre still burning.
Always, you already know.
Get off up here, be safe.
that LeSabre, that had to have been around April when he took it.
Should have seen Stacked Monte Carlo back in 08, man. That boy had the cleaners in the city. Ain't nobody touching him.
Around the block with it, because we opened in March. I got into a car accident, I think in March or April or around that time.
Hey,
I'm so sorry.
are you drunk? Tell me you ain't out here drunk hitting people.
No, I wasn't.
Time right when we opened the shop. So when I crashed the car, some idiot hit me in Richfield. I told y'all about that. Man, I could not do anything with my car. It kind of brought my, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, no. Man, you just ran straight into me.
I'm
I didn't
so
see. I'm on my way to work. You crossed the lane. Look at my front end. Look at it. This car older than me, and you just.
Okay.
Well,
Kind of brought my energy down. Like, man, I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Because that was the car that I wanted. It was a two-door. Already? Okay, damn. Oh, damn. Okay. So it was a two-door. It was a two-door, man. And like I said, it was the. I gotta put this in the video. I'm gonna take some time with this video. This video ain't gonna be the 1, 2, 3. This is gonna be an Adventures of DP long run. I'm gonna throw a lot of brother chat. It's gonna be a lot of videos and stuff like that. I'm gonna try to capture this as raw as I can without making it rated X. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta give it to y'all for what happened. So they clowning me. Man, she ain't gonna buy you no Cadillac and all.
Hey, look at him. He already nervous.
Man, I'm chilling, bro.
Go on, D. Say it.
DP like that 3,000-year-old cat. He want a whole Siberian tiger, bro. Man, y'all wild. He gonna need
all that kind of stuff or whatever. So, her thing was, I'm gonna trick off a little bit. I spend a couple bucks or whatever like that. I ain't gonna decline that. I make my own money. I don't need it.
You move like you've been doing this forever.
Baby, I cook, clean, and I don't stop no more. That's the rule.
Whole rule book you got, huh?
You just watch and learn.
But, and I'm like, hey, I'm not a gigolo. And she's like, well, I'm not a sugar mama, but I'm okay, whatever. So,
I don't know. Feels like we might be moving too fast.
Oh, you just playing hard. That turns me on.
She just doing the, you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it, but I gotta drive.
You got game, young man. Them young hoes gonna lose their mind when I'm done with you.
Doing the most, doing the regular, you know what I'm saying? And I think at one point we had got into it or whatever.
All this gargling on you and you don't want to move in?
Hey, calm down. I'm trying to think things through.
Think? DP, I've been here. I've done everything. And now you hesitating? You got some nerve?
Whatever the case may be or whatever. And I guess, and that's how you could tell she was kind of young. She was older, but she kind of young-minded. She jumps up and says, oh, I'm pregnant.
You've been running up in me all kind of raw, D. And now you telling me you don't want to move in? I'm invested.
Yo, I didn't think it was this serious. I didn't know.
I'm like, oh, Lord. So I'm like, I said, oh, man. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of embarrassed because.
I don't know if moving in is the smartest play right now.
Smart? DP, you're over here building boxes like you're planning an escape.
I'm just trying to get it right.
Then hear me out. I might be pregnant.
What?
Yeah. So you might as
well. I kind of believed her a little bit, but then I kind of knew it wasn't true. And I'm like, that's something that young girls will do when they get mad.
Who was that bitch that knocked on your door?
Well, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Don't play dumb with me, DP. I heard her voice.
I swear, I didn't hear anyone. I was in the kitchen. Are you sure it was here?
You know what I'm saying? She was doing stuff like that. So I don't think I told my guys or whatever, but it was another customer I had or whatever that I was cool with, but she was a little older. And she was like, I was kind of telling her like, man, this is going on. She's like, well, how old is she? And I'm like, well, she's like late 40s or whatever. Like, she's like, man, she ain't pregnant, man. Like, she said she ain't pregnant. So I said, what did she say I said, what did you say when you told her? I said, well,
I told you I'm never letting you sleep when I'm around.
Babe, it's 2 in the morning.
Mm-hmm. And round 4.
I said, I didn't really say too much. I said, most women are going to kind of rail you on that. They going.
Baby, 4 o'clock. Wake up.
Too early.
5 o'clock now.
You serious?
Mm-hmm. Almost 6.
I'm still asleep.
Now it's 6, darling.
You don't quit, do you?
Team no sleep.
Lord help.
Kind of, they're going to keep arguing and fighting. It's going to be heated. I said, did she get mad after you really? She's like, no. She said, man, she lying. She lying. So she's trying to take you to the ringer. So at that point, I kind of like, I felt a little played. I didn't stop.
Close the door and take off your clothes.
Huh? I just walked in.
I know. That's why I said it.
You serious right now?
Dead serious.
All right, then.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all probably thinking like, well, he probably gets, I didn't stop. So eventually.
Eat good, baby. You gonna need that energy.
You talking like you know something I don't.
Maybe I do.
Well,
at one point, we just kind of stopped talking. And then as look, so now the story, this is what the story was. She said something that she was going to do, something that happened or whatever. And, she didn't do it, or I don't know what it was, but so she said something about, well, I'm going to send you something in the mail, or I'm going to do something like that. Or I'm going to put something in, I don't know what it was, but so every time I come back to the shop, they ride me. Hey, you check your mailbox, Joe? Hey, DP, you check your mailbox? You know what I'm saying? So every time I come to the shop, they just getting on me. And one day they in there and they like, I come in one day, I'm coming in for work for something like this. Cause remember, during this time, she would still, sometimes she would just be over at the crib. So I'll leave lunch. I didn't order no lunch during that time or nothing like that. She might just be at the crib, just chilling.
I'm heading home to make your lunch, all right?
For real?
Don't keep me waiting, DP.
Oh, nah.
Bro, she said lunch?
There be no Cadillac, bro.
Yo.
So every time I come back after eating some lunch, hey, DP, you got you some lunch, bro? You get that Cadillac yet? So they just.
So, what else you want to try?
Whoa, 3 rounds already.
We need a few more, don't we?
A few more? You trying to make a legend or something?
Maybe. You in?
Man, you dangerous.
They just railing me and railing me and railing me and railing me, and it's just after a while, I'm laughing and stuff, but on the inside, I'm kind of feeling like, man, you know what I'm saying? These niggas here. So they just going on and on and on. And so finally, guess eventually we get broke camp or something like that. I finally came to the realization. I said like, all right, well, it ain't gonna, and the thing is, I already had a car, so it wasn't but she was, I don't know, she was like, yeah, I'm gonna let you, I'm gonna get you a Cadillac or something. Like, she just kept saying that shit. So I'm not gonna decline. You know what I'm saying? So their whole thing was the white broad would have bought you a whole Escalade, which she would have. But I didn't. I'm on the Dr. Umar. You know.
Natural hair, sister. We got butter almond. We got butter pecan. We got sweet brown sugar. We got African lemonade, African pina colada. We got that dark peanut butter, that nutmeg, that's pistachio queen. They go to butter almond, butter.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you. So that story, that's pretty much, just keeping it as, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying not to cut nothing. But
Every time you stand up, I'm gonna knock it down.
You talking real brave for somebody in my bed.
That's exactly where I like to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm giving y'all how the story was kind of going or whatever like that. So, it was, when I look back at it a little bit, it was a little strange, but it kind of just goes to show, like, if you're a younger guy, there ain't no qualms about, and this isn't something that's new. you know, you have some women that are older that might be like, man, I just want to, you know, I want to get, cause you're not gonna have nothing real. You're not gonna have no family. You know what I'm saying? This is for like, you know, and for me, ain't nobody blowing me up all 5 minutes and just left and right. You know, like women around my age group or whatever. Like when I'm gonna show y'all some stories where it was some girls that came into the shop and I wasn't even with, man, I could tell, I'm telling you, those earlier years and stuff like that, you didn't have to have an Escalade or a Rolls Royce. You didn't have to have none of that stuff. You could just have just something that's, you know, and you could still pull without nobody looking at you and shaming you about, you know, you having a, and like I said, I never had the best looking cars. The worst one was that Buick, that rusty Buick, that 94 LeSabre. That was the worst one. I'm still moving and grooving with that. I'm still pulling some, I'm telling you. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm still doing me. It wasn't like, you know, when I get in the car, now, after I leave the shop, because like I said, they let me have it. Oh, they let me have it. From the time I get to work to the time I leave, they let me have it about that Buick. Hey, man, you know, you ain't gonna fall through a hole, is you, DP? They giving it to me. And it's funny. So, and we're going on about this car and, you know, and stuff like that because, that car ain't the subframe ain't gonna fall as a DP. So, you know, we're joking. And that's what I'm saying, man. We would roast and roast and roast and roast. Now, not so much as we would roast each other, as far as looks and stuff. That was something you get on clothes and all that kind of stuff. You getting on that early. But as you getting older and stuff like that, you might roast each other on certain situations because it's funny. It's something that happened that was very, very funny. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I got to do that one too. So I probably got about 30, 40 stories, man, of things that done happen. Funny things. You know what I'm saying? Now they funny now. And, they were kind of funny then a little bit, but some of the stuff wasn't funny all the time, but no, man, I think that one between that Buick and as they call it a mountain lion, between the Buick and that mountain lion, man, they let me have it. And, you know, like I say, those were good times. And, that's one of the stories up in the shop, like I say. And the reason why I'm telling y'all this story, so to say, is that, you know, when you look at what the dynamic was now versus then, and maybe this is something that's always happened in time, but now versus then, the expectation of what somebody is supposed to have, and the expectation could have been high back then, but people were not obtaining access to Rolls Royces and stuff way out of people's, you know what I'm saying? The highest that a chick might get, if she don't meet an NBA player or something like that, might be a Chevelle or a Cadillac Escalade. Dudes didn't have Ferraris and stuff like that. They didn't have lamb chops, the lamb trucks and all that. They didn't have that. No, you didn't have the Tesla trucks and stuff like that. The truck that was desired and the cars that was desired, I'm talking about even into the 2000s, you would still get respect off a Chevy Caprice on monoblocks and blades. You would still commanding respect into the 2000s. Even to this day, people will still look at you can't get no Caprice for under 10 racks. The Tahoes, the Suburbans, even if they were a little older model, in the 2000s, 04, 05 or something, you had a 95 Tahoe, 95 Chevy, you can still pull something that don't look like a beluga whale. You could still pull something that don't look like an oil tanker. You dig? You know what I'm saying? You could, now some dudes might justify it like, well, in a pinch, you know, you get a nigga in a pinch, and they may not admit it. They be like, okay, I'll take a beluga whale in a pinch. In a pinch, they might take a beluga whale that look cute that keeps itself together. But you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. You could have a 95 even with no rims. The fact, see, the dynamic is they're like, man, he's paying for gas. Me and Stack talk about this we talk about this all the time. Like You at the gas station love. You at the gas station and they like, is that your truck? And it might not look like nothing, but they like, he done paid $100 to fill that joint up. So even if you're not necessarily giving somebody some money, the status is that this man knows how to go get some bread and he can take care of himself. That's my whole point. So you got to think. At one point, I had 2 whips. I was flipping cars and stuff too. We always had all kinds of hustles and stuff we was doing. So, you know, even though we didn't necessarily get to save all the money and materialize it where we can, but that's where the store came in. That's a status symbol. Young black men with businesses. Now, what happens with us is capital. We don't typically have the right capital. Unless, of course, like I say, if you get a loan, great credit. We never really dealt with that. We didn't deal with credit or whatever. Everything was out of our own pocket. So if you weren't a big time D-boy or had some rich family, or not rich, but some well-to-do people, there was nobody that could come to my rescue. There was nobody that said, hey son, I'm going to start you off. I'm going to give you 5 to 10. You got to understand something. And I used to say this a long time ago when folks used to get offended. I said, black folks get together and have turkey and fucking Thanksgiving and everything else. But don't nobody sit down at the table talking about, man, what's up with this LLC? Let's put this all in the pot. Let's go shake Nimrod's bell and put a bunch of presents under the tree. But let's not take this money and give DP 5, 10 rats to start a business and have Minnehaha one-stop shop flourish. I'm not talking about, so to say, family members that didn't support me. I'm not saying that. Because my mom and my grandma, they came up to my shop. That felt good to see my grandma and my mom. They came up to the shop and they're like, man, this is what my son built. This is what my grandson built. And he didn't have nothing and he still built it. So, you know, they didn't really give me the lecture about, well, you know, you shouldn't be riding around smoking with these broads and all this kind of stuff and give me the Negro Baptist spiritual. They ain't give me none of that. He's a young man. You know, he's safe. He's not on the block no more. You know what I'm saying? He is a business. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing. They were proud of me, man, to see that, man. I had to think about that for a minute. They were proud. I was so damn embarrassed. I told my mom, I said, Mom, I think I got some woman pregnant. She said, pregnant? She said, how old is you? Old man, Mom, she's 45. She said, man, she ain't pregnant. She said, she ain't pregnant. She started laughing. I was terrified. Because I felt embarrassed. I was like, man, you know, my mom gonna clown me like, man, what you running up and what is you doing? You reckless. You overly reckless, son. She said, she laughed. She said, man, she ain't pregnant. She just mad. She said, did you talk about getting rid of her? I said, yeah, Mom. She said, oh, she gets mad.
Ma, she says she's pregnant. I don't know what to do. I'm losing it right now.
Baby, breathe. That woman ain't pregnant. She just desperate. Find another one. Tighten up. No slack. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm gonna get it together, Ma.
She'll get over it. That's what Mom said. She'll get over it. She's like, man, you a catch. You know what I'm saying? You a young man. You got a couple dollars in your pocket. You ain't got no bastard babies. She said, you a catch. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, she will try to wind you down or whatever. She said, you got your own apartment. You know what I'm saying? You know, I said, has she been trying to pressure you or tell you? I said, man, you know. And she's like, man, on to the next. She said, go get another one. My mom was cold-blooded. She said, you go get you something younger. Dead ass. Miss Pearson was not playing. She did not mince no word. Dead ass. Shit, you go get you something better than that. My mom was cold-blooded. I remember one time I brought some, I guess they was not looking trendy enough, but she's like, man, they look kind of rough. You could do better than that. I ain't never bring nothing home back and show my mom nothing like that.
Y'all can make yourselves comfortable.
Baby, who was that just walked in behind you?
Just some friends, Ma.
Son, you can do better than that.
All right.
Soft chuckle from one of the women, faint crinkle of persons.
Again, I stopped. I would not, like I say, I didn't really introduce women to my mom right there. If I didn't give a damn about them, I didn't. Mom was cut. She was like, man, she said, man, they look like they need a Jenny Jones makeover.
I can't believe that's my face in the mirror.
We're not the same girls that walked in. We're stars tonight.
Top to bottom glow up.
And we're just getting started.
He said these bras need a Jenny Jones makeover. She said, man, don't bring nothing in here like that. She told me, that's below your standards. My mom said, that's below your standards, Negro. You could do better than that. She said, it's some nice looking broads, but she didn't use the term broad, but she said, it's nice looking broads, but you could do a little better than that, cause the way they were dressed. She's like, man, you can find them on the corner somewhere, put them back. I'm telling you, she was going, you know what I'm saying? I could go forever. It's going to be 25 minutes. I'm going to destroy this video. When y'all see these, man, look, I got some, you think this story, I'm going to have to ungates take the gates off of, you know what I'm saying? Because, it's some stories, man. It's some stories. These are some beautiful stories, man. Damn, man. Okay. All right, y'all. 25 minutes.